Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I am Adina, and I am grateful for you all being here today. Just a quick heads up and disclaimer. I will be messing with my hair because I don't really like this hair. It gets in the way, so you'll see me fix it. Also, my energy is a little low today. I'm not even gonna lie. I had a very, very annoying day today, and I've had a very heavy, emotionally heavy weekend. And so when I went into work today and I was met with the energy I was met with, it kind of just, I'm sorry y'all, threw me for a loop for the whole day because I was already in a place. However, I don't know why I decided to do this video. I usually don't do videos when I'm in this kind of energy because I like to make sure that I'm in the highest vibration possible for you guys and for the spirits. But I just, when I got home, took off my clothes and just started like de-stressing from the day. I just thought I'm gonna re-record the Cora Coleman reading that I actually posted the week before last, but I realized after I posted it that the sound was not good. Just make sure the sun is up now. I realized that the sound wasn't good when I recorded it before, and then I was asking viewers to comment if they could hear it or if they wanted me to record it, and I was told that they couldn't hear the reading, so I decided to take it down and redo it. A couple people called me out on how I was able to miss something like that, and I will explain. I was at work when I did the reading because I just had a bunch of free time on my hands, and I used my office laptop to record, and then I just posted it without watching it back. But then as I was watching it back, it was like, okay, well, this is kind of hard to hear, but I can kind of hear it. So if other people can kind of hear it, then I won't re-record it. Just because I hate re-recording messages, it doesn't feel right the second time around. However, such is life. So this is going to be a redo of my Cora Coleman reading. This is a little different because this person is not dead. This is not a cold case reading. This is the second non-cold case reading I've done. The first one was on Kanye, and now this. I fear that I am entering territory that I vowed to never enter, and that is doing celebrity readings. But I can't help myself. Most of the time I read these things in my personal time just to, check my intuition. I don't always follow these cases closely. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm just being nosy. This Cora Coleman reading is not one that I followed intensely. However, I did, like when it came about, I did kind of pay a little bit attention to it just because something in my nose wasn't clean. Something in the story made my nose twitch, and so I was just like, this isn't right. Something doesn't feel right about this little situation or about a lot of the people involved. So I started digging around in my cards to see if I was right, and I was. So I feel like I haven't had any cold case readings or any spirits of the dead entreat upon my energy lately. So I imagine they've been giving me a break, and I appreciate it because my life has been so busy and so heavy lately. Like, what I'm going through in my personal life is very, 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 very heavy. And so lately I actually have not been doing any readings personally or on this channel or for anyone else or otherwise. I kind of just told everybody I needed a break. And then the 24th was a friend of mine's birthday, and they asked for a birthday reading. And I only do that for this person like once a year. So I never mind when they ask me. And it was his birthday, and I just thought, I had been on my break for a few weeks. So I thought this is a good opportunity to break my break and get back into the swing of things. And I kind of just been taking my time just because, like I mentioned, I have so much heavy stuff going on in my personal life. To be candid with you guys, my divorce is in its final stages. I should be fully divorced in the next 30 days. There's literally nothing else I have to do except sit back and wait on the process to be complete. And I have been separated since 2019, but being honest, even though I have moved on emotionally from my marriage, it's still, putting it to its final resting places. It's I don't know what it is. I don't know what I feel. I can't say melancholy. I know that there's a lot of heavy disappointment because the initial separation in my marriage was not something that I asked for. It was forced upon me, and I'm not one to hold people against their will, even in relationships. Everyone is free to choose and move as freely as they would like, and I don't want to, keep anyone who doesn't want to be kept. So when I was asked for a separation, I was devastated. It was after 13 years, but I have to respect the person's wishes. And then I tried to hold on for about a year, and then after about a year of waiting, I decided that I would move towards a divorce, but things got messy around that time. It wasn't as easy as I thought it was. However, I am in the final stages. It's just a countdown now, and it's a little bit bittersweet because I took so much pride in being a wife, and not just being a wife, but I took a lot of pride in being a good wife and a good partner. And it's just a little sad. It's disappointing, and some other emotions that I'm not sure that I'm even able to articulate, and this isn't the time or the place for it. So this is just why I've been saying, like, I'm dealing with a lot of heavy energies on my own, and I've just been taking my time with what I invest into others, into you guys, into this channel, and even to the spirits, because I just have been needing to invest some energy into myself lately, and I hope you all understand where I'm coming from. Anyways, speaking of divorce, Cora Jakes Coleman. So the reason that I'm even doing this reading is because Cora Jakes Coleman, which is the eldest daughter of T.D. Jakes and Sarita Jakes, not too long ago filed for divorce from her husband, and he, I believe he was arrested and charged with sexual misconduct, or she did divorce him due to sexual misconduct against their children, one of their children specifically, I know. Now, all three of their children, I believe that they do have three children, two or three. Get me the line, you guys. Okay, so there's two. There's a girl and then there's a young boy. Now, I believe that the girl is the one who Cora alleged that her husband had inappropriate sexual contact with. But both of these children are adopted. They are not hers biologically. I don't believe Cora Jakes has any biological children. And the mother of the youngest child, the young boy, she is the one who came out recently with allegations that Cora Jakes Coleman, her husband, and the Jakes institution strong-armed her for her child. She made a live video and stated that at the time that she gave up custody of her son, she was suffering from postpartum depression, possibly some drug abuse, and a whole slew of other mental and emotional traumas. And at the time, Cora Jakes Coleman was her spiritual advisor. Okay, this is a family of ministers, and she said that Cora was her spiritual advisor for the moment, and she used that position and her spiritual authority in this woman's life to manipulate her into giving up custody of her youngest child. I assume she made her feel like it was the best thing for her and for the child, and all that other stuff. But this woman feels like she was emotionally or spiritually manipulated, and manipulated in the courts and manipulated in other areas of her life. She feels like some of the information that was provided to Cora Jakes through their mentor and mentee relationship was used against her in court to take her child away. And she's concerned that her son was also being sexually abused in that household. So she made some serious allegations against Cora, and she made allegations against the Jakes family that they used their connections and their money and their power in the courts to be able to basically strong arm her child away from her in a very manipulative way. Okay, so that is part of what piqued my interest, but there were some other things that I was picking up in my spirit that I could not get away from, and I felt like I wanted to do this reading on. So without further ado, I'm going to get started in this reading about Cora Jakes Coleman, her husband, her children, and by proxy the Jakes clan. And this is specifically about the allegations that the mother came out with, the mother of the biological mother of Cora Jakes' youngest adopted child, her son. And I may look into whatever else pops up in my mind and in my spirit. But I want to preference this video by saying that this video is for entertainment purposes. This is not a crime documentary. This is not a biopic. This is not a documentary that was done with permission or facts or information given to me personally by anyone involved in this reading that I'm about to mention. The information that I am using is based on information that is public and can be found online. And the other 50% of the information in this video is my metaphysical opinion. So because of that half of this video that is not based in fact but based in my metaphysical opinion, I will say that this video is for entertainment purposes only. Please take it with a grain of salt and be entertained. Without further ado, let us take a look first at Cora Jakes Coleman. Before I say what is in my spirit to say, I'm going to pull a card and then see where spirit wants me to start. So I am calling upon the energy of Cora Jakes Coleman. Cora, please allow me to see you and speak to you. Spirit, God, and the universe, please allow me to communicate and to see into the spirit and the energy of Cora Jakes Coleman. Okay. I don't want to say this until the cards come out. All right. So I'm just going to start. All right. First and foremost, this is the woman who is not quite right mentally and emotionally. I am not one to diagnose mental disorders because I believe that what they consider mental disorders are emotional disorders, and our emotions communicate to the brain. It kind of fuels the brain. So if a person is like bipolar or mentally unwell, I tend to think that there is emotional trauma involved, or genetics. This is a woman who is not there, not quite right mentally or emotionally. I see very obsessive tendencies, delusional tendencies. I don't know what medically they would call it, but I'm just going to say that this person has imbalances in the emotion and in the mind. And I'm speaking about Cora Jakes Coleman. Alright, I'll just stick with this card. 10 of Cups reversed. This is a broken family unit. Okay, so my first card out, the first thing that Cora, or the first thing that is in Cora's spirit, her energy, is the broken family unit. I get the idea, I get the impression in my spirit. I get before I say what I see on the bottom of the deck, I get the impression in my spirit that this is a woman who has a strong desire for a family unit of her own. I get the feeling that her desire for a family unit of her own stems from how she felt within her family unit. I get the impression that Cora was hidden. There was a favorite child, and I want to say, allegedly, this is all alleged, I want to say that that favorite child was Sarah. I feel like Sarah is the golden child in the family, the one that they allow the world to see publicly, because she is perfect. Not in my opinion, but I want to say that is a belief that is held by the children, the Jakes children, and they believe that that's what their parents feel about her. They feel like Cora is seen as the perfect sibling. So she's favored and she's allowed to be showcased into the world. She has a platform that puts her in the public eye. However, Cora has to play the background, and I believe it's because she feels like her parents feels like she has defects. And I don't know why I use the word defects, because that's something to describe a product that isn't made to specifications. But I feel like this is how she feels. I feel like she feels like she has the defects. And so she isn't loved, and she isn't, she's pushed off to the side, while the one that's perfect is promoted to the world, is favored, is shown off to the world. But she has defects, and she's always felt like she just wants a family unit of her own, where she can give love, give the kind of love that she feels like she didn't receive, because she has defects. and it's obsessive almost. So anyways, her broken family unit comes from a husband, an attractive husband. I also get the impression that she feels like her husband was out of her league looks wise. The broken family unit is because her husband was doing things that it became too much of a burden for her to pretend like she couldn't see. You see her with the blindfold, see her with the 10 of Wands, but then you see the 7 of Cups in reverse, coming out of delusions or no longer being delusional. With the 2 of Wands here, the 2 of Swords, this was an intended delusion. Her husband was doing things, and I get the impression that she was aware of it, but she was choosing to ignore them, pretend like she couldn't see what all was going on, but it was becoming too much of a burden for her, too much of a hassle to keep ignoring it. So she had to get the divorce, because whatever her husband was doing, it was becoming a burden for her to pretend like she didn't know. So for instance, if the husband is having inappropriate sexual contact with the child, allegedly, and based on my metaphysical opinion, Cora Jakes Coleman knew. She knew, but she turned a blind eye. But continuing to turn a blind eye was becoming more of a burden, and I believe it's because other people knew or was becoming too suspicious as well. And if other people know what's going on in the house, but she pretends like she doesn't know, when it blows up, she becomes just as liable. So the only way to protect herself and to not lose her children was to finally acknowledge what had been going on. You guys, give me one moment. I got to go check on my pots. Alright, you guys, I'm back. I almost burnt up my pots. I got some curry chicken and rice and steamed vegetable on the stove from yesterday. I'm just supposed to be heating it up. However, I forgot about it, and that thing was cooking. So yes, back to Cora. I'm going to clarify this broken family. I know that I was saying that she had to, y'all, I almost had a nip slip. She had to throw her husband under the bus. And I say throw him under the bus because had other people not begin to start questioning or inquiring about what was going on in their house, it would still be going on with her knowledge. And I'm just going to go ahead and clarify this 10 of Cups because I want to see why it's here, even though we saw a glimpse of it on the bottom of the deck. Cora Jakes Coleman, why is this 10 of Cups in reverse here? What happened in this broken family? Give me details. Alright, so the good thing about this reading, 3 of Cups in reverse, is I'm glad that whenever I have to redo readings, they always realign with the very same message that I was always getting. I got the 3 of Cups in reverse, the 4 of Cups in reverse, and the Knight of Swords in reverse, and on the bottom, just as I suspected, this relationship. Alright. So her husband cheats with other women, or he also used to cheat with other women. I get the impression that I get the impression that Cora felt like her husband was out of her league. She felt like he was much more attractive than what she should have normally been able to pull had she not been a Jakes. But that's fine because it fit in with the image that she created. It fit in with the family unit that she had, that she felt like she created, that she always wanted. The attractive husband, the children, the ministry. She had it in her mind. However, her husband had other women. He wasn't even really attracted to her. And I feel like she knows this, which is why it was so hurtful for him to cheat with other women. It was okay about him molesting children for her, and it's because she has her own unique obsession and idea and feeling behind children. It's less about just loving them and doting on them from a nurturing perspective. It's obsessive. And a little bit of fact that backs that up: her Instagram page and her obsession with dolls. Personally, I'm not a doll girl. I never really had a bunch of Barbie dolls, and I never was a fan of like baby dolls, the kind that look like babies. They were always weird to me. However, for a grown woman close to her 40s who has an obsession with these live, baby dolls as well as babies, go on her Instagram page and see how many godchildren she has, how many pictures on her Instagram page of babies that she has, holding babies that are not hers. They're other people's children that she calls godchildren. I pick up a really unhealthy obsession with nurturing children, and I also get the impression that she was not able to conceive on her own. And I'm sure I'm going to get the Empress in reverse somewhere in this reading, so we'll touch back on that a little bit when it comes back up. But this Three of Cups in reverse, she has her own obsession with children, so she can overlook someone else's strange obsession with children because she loves them in her own unique way that society wouldn't understand. And I feel like she feels like it's the same thing with her husband. Everybody has their own unique way of loving. Who am I to judge? That's what I hear in my mind. But the family really broke because of other women. It had less to do with him molesting children and more to do with other women. I'm going to clarify that. Look at this. Another woman. Cora Coleman is determined to be successful and to not be seen to the world as a failure. For her, other women is a failure. Had she not called off the marriage and cited sexual abuse to her children, another woman would have publicly came out and stated that she was having an affair with Cora's husband. And for the world to see that and to know that publicly, that would equal failure to Cora. Because it would have validated for the world to see her feelings of unworthiness. She needed to be seen as not the one who gets left, but the one who leaves. Some secret money. Secret. Okay. You know, Cora Jakes Coleman, listen, her husband was in a relationship with someone else. I'm sorry. I sometimes I just get to pull cards, but I was clarifying this high priestess because I saw a secret in the midst of me clarifying these infidelities. This woman came out, and this, I think, is her husband. These are equal. Someone that he is equally attracted to. Because this over here, I take, is Cora, his wife. The mother of his children, and the owner of the bag. This was her over here, but behind this secret, this is the woman that he's really with, that he's attracted to. Cora always knew that her husband was not that attracted to her and didn't really love her. But she had the power because she is a Jakes. She has the money. She has the power. So okay. Okay, so what? There's my Empress in reverse. And I knew it was going to come out in reverse. She can't have children. Alright. So absolutely, her husband was cheating. He had an affair, I believe, with a specific woman. Is the Two of Pentacles over here? Because I want to say that was an ultimatum. Yep. Let me see if this was an ultimatum. Did she give him an ultimatum? Two of Pentacles. Two of Cups. She gave him a choice. Me or her. Stop seeing her. Or me. He didn't stop. He didn't stop seeing her. Look. And it broke Cora's heart. I haven't really found any cards that bring up children yet. So this reading isn't taking me down the road of I got rid of him because he was sleeping with children. I got the Three of Cups when I clarified the Ten of Cups in reverse. This is my third party relationship. It was another woman that caused Cora to divorce her husband. Not the fact that he was molesting their adopted daughter. So now let's get into that, because I don't really care about the other women. Cora Jakes Coleman, did you know that your husband was molesting your adopted daughter? Did you know that at night he was creeping down the hallway into her room while you lay in the bed pretending to be asleep or sleep on your side while he crept out of the bed, closed the door behind him? Why do I feel like he goes into the living room and turns on the TV as if like I can't sleep, so I'm going to watch TV? But under the guise of the noise of the TV in the living room, he creeps off into the daughter's room. And in my mind, I can see Cora laying there in bed, awake and aware. So Cora, am I right or am I wrong? And I'll be more than happy to be wrong. Were you aware that your husband was molesting your daughter? Were you aware prior to you saying something? Were you aware that your husband was molesting your daughter prior to you speaking out? Were you aware? Of course she was. If it was like this, it'd be a secret. Look at this person tiptoeing off, trying to sneak away. But this is in reverse. She knew. Okay? She knew. For a while, though, this had been going on for a while, because the Knight of Pentacles moves slow and steady. I feel like it started off with some inappropriate things, because look, it's not the, this is the Seven of Pentacles. It's like, okay, he tried one thing and got away with it. So now let me see what else I can do and get away with. Slow and steady, though. I feel like it happened over time. But even the first time was inappropriate. Inappropriate jokes and remarks. Inappropriate touching, like when it should be appropriate touching, but it lingered too long, or the hand slipped somewhere where it wasn't supposed to be, or grasped something it shouldn't have grasped. And all these things she was aware of. She knew all these things. Look at her. She's the queen of her castle with the world in her hand. Of course she knows these things. She sees all of these things. But she couldn't keep pretending like she didn't know that he was being a pervert. Anytime I get the King of Cups or the Knight of Cups in reverse, and I'm doing any reading that has anything to do with sexual abuse, if I get that in the reading prominently, then that indicates sexual abuse to me, because those are male water signs, but in reversed. And the Knight of Cups is even more so, because there's just a little bit of more immaturity involved in the Knight, a little bit more of a immature delusion or an inability to control oneself. Even the King has an ability to control himself a little bit, even when he's in the reverse. But the Knight of Cups in reverse, this is so unable to control his emotional urges that it's messy. I feel like other people that were paying close enough attention could see something, which is why it's the Knight and not a King. But anyways, Cora knew, and I'm going to clarify. Y'all pray for those children. Pray for those children, especially the oldest one, the young girl, the one who was being molested. Not just because she was molested, but because she knows Cora knew. She is old enough to see all of the dysfunction and toxicity in that household and in that family. In my mind, I'm looking into her eyes and they're so sad. This poor girl, I'm going to pray for her. I'm going to pray for her. Cora knew, but she stayed. She remained. And continued to pretend like she didn't know that her husband was being nasty. My Knight of Cups was just on the bottom. And here he is again, now prevalent. This Two of Swords has been here since the beginning. Choices, decisions. But in reverse, it's like, I can't make a choice if I don't know what's going on. But you know. Look at the moon. You know. You're pretending not to know. She stayed. This will be walking away. This will be staying. I almost said something, but I ain't here to pass judgment. I'm just here to read, y'all. I'm just here to give y'all the information that is being withheld. I'm just here to pull it down from the veil and give you all the real, for justice for those children. Justice for that little girl. She stayed. Five of Swords. Seven of Cups. Three of Wands. What's on the bottom? The Lovers. Cora tried to be a good wife and mother and not say anything, because she really did love her husband. Even though she knew what he was doing, she was trying to be a good wife, keep the peace, not say anything in their relationship. That's on the bottom. I'm clarifying the Eight of Cups in reverse, why she stayed. This Five of Swords, did they argue about it? Arguing about what he's doing when he leaves? Argument. Okay, I didn't know how he lose her family. Oh, okay. This isn't them arguing. This is her wondering if she says anything to him about it, she's wondering if he would leave her. So to prevent that, to prevent her from losing her family and being all sad, she didn't put up a fight. She didn't challenge him in any way, because she felt like if she said something, about what he was doing, he would leave. I want to clarify this Knight of Cups as her husband and his dirty deeds with his eldest daughter. Knight of Cups, show me yourself. Sex. Alright. He was definitely having sex with this young girl. I'm clarifying his dirty deeds. Look at her lying in her bed at night. This is my sex card. It's one of my sex cards. And this is also her afterwards. This is her before the sex. This is her being sexed. And this is her after the sex. This is disgusting. And on the bottom, I don't know whose perspective that is, so I'm going to keep going. This is actually disgusting. It's more disgusting than the first time I did it. Just because it was just, I believe, yesterday when the Lover's card became one of my sex cards. So for me to see it today in this context just clarifies its one of its meanings, or its meaning in this reading. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting what I see in my mind. It's disgusting what I feel. It's just disgusting to see that girl laying peacefully in her bed and then afterwards be a mess because of what a grown man decided to. So to me, rape is worse than murder. Maybe it's not literally, but personally for me, it is. I was molested as a child, and it's just something about it's the most disgusting thing in the world to me. I can watch a murder mystery movie, but if someone is getting raped in there, that's when I'm just like, I can't do it. I'll cover my ears, I'll cover my eyes. I can't do it. I can't do it. It feels like I'm being raped. It feels invasive to my spirit, and I feel like I'm being raped. And I was molested by a woman, so I never had anyone force themselves inside of me. But that, it just is so invasive. The audacity, and what you're doing to someone's spirit by raping them. Oh, I think that's what bothers me so much, because you don't know the damage you do to the person's spirit is way worse than the physical act. Some people are never able to recover from sexual abuse. It changes you. It changes you in a way that you can't control, because you can't heal those wounds. You can't cover those wounds. You can't look and see that over a week or 2 weeks the scars are fading and you're okay. Those scars don't fade, and a lot of the time you just don't know how much damage is done until years and years and years later, after you've tried to put this to bed. Somebody is opening portals in you forcefully in a way that is meant to do you harm. One day I'm going to inquire the spirits about rape and the spiritual ramifications of it and the energetic ramifications, because it leaves a stench in my nose that no other act of violence does. Anyways, I am absolutely going to pray for this young girl this Sunday. I don't even know what else I want to read into, because now that I've seen that, I don't know what else. I don't know what else to say. Okay, so this reading is, I don't even know where to go after this. I don't know what else I want to know. I think I've gotten to the bottom of everything that I feel like I want to know. Anything else is just going to piss me off. Alright. I'm not going to force it. I have nothing else to say because I'm so utterly disgusted by what I've seen in these cards, by what I see in my mind's eye, by what I feel. I don't want to know nothing else, because I'm not here to do these readings in order to judge people based on what I've seen. I already knew what I was going to see in this reading. On behalf of the mother, of the biological mother of the young child, the son, the little boy, I'll ask this on her behalf. Was the little boy being molested as well? My heart says no. I don't think little boys are his thing. Was the young boy being molested as well? Was the young boy being molested as well? Was the young boy being molested as well? No. No. He's not attracted to young boys. Actually, I get an impression that he feels like that's disgusting and it's wrong. Not this, though. I'm going to clarify this, though. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. No, it doesn't get him off. Young boys doesn't get him off. He's attracted to women, especially the young ones. 8 of Wands, Queen of Swords, 3 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, I don't know who this air sign woman is. I don't know if this is Cora. somebody got some money out of this, and I want to say the mistress of the husband, I believe, got paid not to talk. I have an Ace of Pentacles here, and then I clarified it, and the Empress came up, or is that the biological mother of the child? What's this Empress? It's Cora. It's Cora. She paid someone not to talk. The mistress knew. There was a woman outside of their marriage who knew, who was paid off. Cora did not want the world to know that she stayed, and she knew the whole time, but didn't do or say anything what her husband was doing. Like I said in the beginning, I felt like it was someone, judgment. I feel like it was someone, and I thought it was one of the husband's side pieces. Could have been a side piece, could have been a friend, just could have been a woman outside of their marriage knew what was going on with the daughter. And she was threatening to speak. Cora, in order to protect herself, Cora was trying to protect herself from not being complicit because she knew, but she stayed. So when she realized that the other person knew and was ready or threatening to speak up, she beat them to the punch. She turned her husband in, divorced him, and also paid the other person to shut up, to go away. Could be the biological mother of the son. I'm not sure, but it's a woman. A woman who could have and would have spilled a lot more beans than was being let on. And I kind of feel like it is the mother, because after that live, she went quiet. We haven't heard any more from her, and I honestly thought that she was going to really be pushing this so that she can get her son back. I'm surprised to see that she's quiet. She's disappeared, and I think that she was offered a sum of money that she couldn't refuse, and also assured that her son was safe. I think I'm going to start wrapping it up. I will say though, their business is out in the streets. It's being talked about on the streets and gossip. And in that gossip is a lot of truth. There is a lot of truth in that gossip. And a lot of this gossip never even makes it out of the streets to the mainstream. The Jakes do a really good job at keeping their gossip under wraps. They pay people, they threaten people, but mostly they pay people and then make them sign non-disclosure agreements. And I believe that that's what happened to this woman, whoever she is, that was going to speak but is not anymore because she has been paid. And I feel like it is the same biological mother of the young son. I could be wrong about that. I don't even want to bother my cards about it, because I'm going to end the video here, because I've already communicated what I wanted to communicate. And that is, allegedly, Miss Jakes Coleman, in my mind, you are just as guilty. And had you not beaten your husband, had you not thrown your husband on the bus and beat whoever it was that was going to speak about it to the punch, you would have been just as complicit. I believe that you would have lost the other child or lost custody of both of your children, which would make her suicidal, and brought down the Jakes family name. She has her children, and that is way more important than the man to her. One more word on Cora Jakes Coleman, because I feel like right now she's still just as happy as can be. Her problems are disappeared now. Her husband's in jail. The threat of exposure has been taken care of, gagged. She hasn't lost those children. She's happy. Any final words on Cora Jakes Coleman? Any final words, final thoughts on Cora Jakes Coleman? Final words, final thoughts on Cora Jakes Coleman. I don't like doing this reading, guys. This is one of my least favorite readings I've ever done. I don't like her. Okay, I said it. I've tried to keep all of my personal opinions outside of my metaphysical opinion, like my personal opinions. I try to keep them out. I don't like her. I don't like her. Not because she has imbalances, but because she knows she does, and she knows that the things that she does is wrong, and she chooses wrong. Final words on Cora. Money. To keep things a secret, to keep things hidden. What is this? Six of Pentacles, money. Paying off people. Knight of Swords. There's the children for the first time. Eight of Swords. She didn't want to lose her children. That was her biggest concern. There was money involved in this, though. that Six of Pentacles, there is a lot of money that has been passed around to many, many, many parties in order to keep all of these secrets. All of this stuff that I'm talking about, the cheating, the molestation, the manipulation tactics, not just from Cora, but even all the way up to the bishop, her father. They are used to paying people to make things go away. So for the time being, we won't hear too much about this situation. Even though it should have been bigger, it came up and it died off. There was money involved, money exchanged, even to media outlets, in order to not make a big deal out of this case. Blogs were paid, and other media outlets were paid by the Jakes Institution to keep all of this and more from becoming public. Maybe one day it will. I'm sure one day it will, because every dog has its day. And at some point, you collect so many bones over such a long period of time that pile just gets so high that the bones start falling out of the closet. And next thing you know, the whole closet door is off the hinges and all the bones are out on the floor. Maybe that'll happen one day, but not today, because there's big money involved in keeping those secrets secret. Cora Jakes Coleman, shame on you. Because you don't really love those children, allegedly. You love having children to love. It's not that you love them. It could have been any child that you could feel this way about. You just enjoy having children. But the shame is on you, because you knew all of this but waited until it served you to say something. And if it didn't serve you, this would still be going on until somebody else said something, allegedly. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading on Sarah Jakes Coleman, with small cameos from the Jakes family. Thank you guys for watching my video, and thank you for being a friend. Thank you guys for watching all of my videos and coming back for more, and checking me when things are on par, and inquiring when I have been gone for too long. I came back because I came back today, even though my spirits weren't as high, because I felt an obligation to you guys. And I want to make sure that I honor you, because I am appreciative of you, as are my spirits. So, have a great evening, you guys.